Good morning, Griffins. My name is Sidra Glasgow, and you're watching WSTV. Today, we're going to talk about the Sickles Veterans Club, Sickles Got Talent, and the Media Center. But first, let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attention Sickles veterans. The Sickles Veterans Appreciation Club would like to acknowledge all the Sickles veterans. If you could please send a picture to Mr. Field with your name, branch, and service, that'd be very helpful. If you have a parent in the service, you can also post a picture of them and tag us at Sickles TV. Sickles Got Talent is this Wednesday. Come out to support the 12 talents. It is $5 to enter in the auditorium. Now for a video about voting.
Welcome all to the Wetbird Productions Guide to the Midterm Elections 2018. I'm Kayla Casillas.
And I'm Owen Walter. We'll be presenting candidates and giving a brief explanation of each individual's platform to make you a more informed voter come November 6th.
Students 18 or older and teachers, this is for you.
With the 2018 midterm elections approaching, it's important to stay informed and know your candidates. This year, running for the gubernatorial election are Republican Ron DeSantis and Democrat Andrew Gillum.
Some of DeSantis' main platform points consist of protecting the water supply, replacing Common Core for technical education, lowering taxes, and privatizing healthcare. Socially, DeSantis follows a very conservative base, voicing strong support for pro-life legislation, protection of the Second Amendment, and Republican additions to the Supreme Court. DeSantis strongly opposes the use of sanctuary cities in Florida. A more in-depth description of DeSantis' views can be found at his campaign site, www.rondesantis.com/news.
DeSantis' Democratic counterpart, Andrew Gillum, follows a very different goal set for Florida. He plans to attack the issue of climate change by lessening toxic carbon emissions. He also wishes to reallocate taxes to raise teacher salaries and rebuild public schools, while also implementing a set of business tax cuts to boost our economy. Making sure that healthcare is more accessible for all Floridians is another stark contrast that Gillum favors over DeSantis. The rest of Gillum's social platform is displayed on his campaign website, andrewgillum.com.
Christopher King and Jeanette Nunez are our Democratic and Republican candidates for Lieutenant Governor. This role is equivalent to Vice President in that they are always paired with their respective party's governor on the joint ticket.
The midterm elections also elects new members to the Senate. Two leading candidates are Republican Rick Scott and Democrat Bill Nelson.
Rick Scott, Navy veteran and governor of Florida for 8 years, is running for Senate. Most of his environmental plan consists of protecting Florida's parks and coastlines. Much like DeSantis, Scott aims to raise technical education and privatize healthcare. Although his time as governor have made some of his issues a bit less partisan, he still follows a conservative set of values that can be read on his website, rickscottforflorida.com.
Democrat Bill Nelson, Vietnam War veteran, former astronaut, and senator for Florida, is running for re-election in the Florida Senate. He claims himself to be a more moderate figure in an increasingly partisan climate, and has made his voice prevalent in the recent March for Our Lives movement, advocating both protection and limitation of the Second Amendment through gun reform.
Also featured on the Florida ballot this year are 12 constitutional amendments. All of these amendments need a 60% vote in order to be passed. Of these include Amendment 4, which would restore voting rights to former felons, Amendment 8, which involves 3 education-related proposals involving charter schools, and Amendment 13, which would end commercial dog racing, among many others.
Afraid of fake news? Visit www.factcheck.org, a nonprofit, nonpartisan website that strives in reducing deception in American politics.
Aligning oneself with a political party may be a natural part of our democracy. However, it is irresponsible to vote based solely on red or blue without doing any preliminary research. Keeping an open mind is key to being a responsible voter. Visiting each candidate's campaign page can give you a clear look at each side's platform without biased judgment from outside parties.
If you're worried about voter fatigue come November 6th, be sure to check out ballotpedia.com before heading out to the polls. Consider printing off a sample ballot on the internet and filling it in beforehand, then simply copying off the information once you're in the voting booth. Some of these amendments are written at a 17th grade level. 17th grade, and this issue is largely bipartisan. Regardless of party, people find these texts to be highly challenging to read. Do your research beforehand and prepare to face some challenging jargon on voting day. We hope you found that informative and hope you'll take that information with you to the polls.
Remember the privileges we're given as U.S. citizens and don't underestimate the power of the midterm elections.
Exercise your right to vote and urge others to do so as well, no matter which party you align with or which candidate you choose. Thank you all for watching.
If you are 18 or older, make sure you're getting out and voting. The Media Center is closed for lunch because people are disrespecting computers, leaving spills, and not following simple rules. Now for today's lunch.
¿Y qué pasó?
At lunch today, let's get this bread. That's all we have for today. I'm Sidra Glasgow with WSTV. Have a good day and make great choices.